If an individual crosses the border of country A and enters country B every morning, works at a hospital there, and returns every evening to country A, the individual's center of predominant economic interest would be country A. Despite working abroad, the individual's home and most of the individual's time is spent in country A. If an individual immigrates to a new country, the act of immigration implies that the individual is intending to settle in the new country. In that case, the change in residence is made on the day of arrival. Students who are studying abroad generally remain residents of the country where they were resident prior to studying abroad, even if the length of the study is 1 year or more. The reason for this is that their center of economic interest is deemed to remain where they came from, as in most cases the students return there. However, when students develop an intention to remain in the country of study, their center of predominant economic interest changes to that of the country of study. For patients receiving medical treatment abroad, the situation is similar. They're considered to remain residents of the country where they were resident prior to undergoing the medical treatment, even in the rare instances when treatment is for a year or more. National diplomats, peacekeeping, and military personnel, and other civil servants employed abroad in government enclaves are residents of the economic territory of the employing government. The rationale is that they continue to be paid from and directed by their home government. They tend to have shorter postings and rotate back to their country of origin. Staff of international organizations, including those with diplomatic status and military personnel, are resident of the territory of their principal dwelling. This is different from national diplomats and others just mentioned. The residence of highly mobile individuals is the territory where these individuals maintain their principal dwelling. In cases of no principal dwelling, or 2 or more principal dwellings in different countries, the territory of residence is determined on the basis of the territory in which the predominant amount of time is spent during the year. For example, an individual owns properties in the United States, France, the Bahamas, and Singapore. Each property is of equivalent value. The individual uses each residence when he is conducting business in each of those regions and does not stay in any of those properties for more than 6 months. In that case, that individual's residence is determined by the location where he spends the most time. Thus, if the individual spends 95 days in the United States, 85 days in France, 50 days in the Bahamas, and 135 days in Singapore, Singapore would be considered that individual's principal residence and center of predominant economic interest.